you know that Twinkle is not the most modest person in the house, because it says Mrs. Funnybones by her own admission. Self-proclaimed Mrs. Funnybones. Give it up for Twinkle, ladies and gentlemen. I have to say, very few people have scarred my childhood as much as Twinkle has, and I have to give full credit to her for doing that. She was the only, and I repeat, the only girl I've ever been madly in love with. So she has the rare distinction of having that prestigious part of her historic life, that she had me in love with a woman. The only time in my life was Twinkle Khanna. And of course my heart was broken several years later when she refused my debut film Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, which she proclaims she did me a favor by doing, because she said that she actually went on to kind of help Rani Mukherjee in her endeavor, who finally ended up doing the part. So, giving you a sense that this is what Twinkle is all about, and it's no shock or surprise to me that she went on to become such a popular cult figure on the pop culture writing circuit so soon. In over a year, she made such a large impact with her columns in DNA, and subsequently a book comes out, which was no surprise to me. A book that is, well, definitely worth much more than just a read. It's entertainment unplugged, just like Twinkle Khanna always is. Twinkle is not one of the most funny people I know, but deeply intuitive about her observations, about life around her, slice of life around her, and she's deeply, I think, connected with human nature, and I think that's what her book resonates in every which way. Before I say any further, I think we should allow the woman of the hour to really take over. Please welcome on stage none other than Twinkle Khanna. So hi.
Hi.
Hi. So I tried to get you to do this on national television for very many years and you refused. Why?
Because my husband said that you'll go on Coffee with Karan and the first word you'll say is penis and then you'll have to go back.
Is that, he has a problem with the word penis?
No, but he doesn't want his wife to go around saying penis, penis, penis.
Okay, alright. Okay, well done. Before we make this like the AIB roast and Aamir Khan will storm right out, I'm just going to make it about the book. I'm going to make it about the book. So, just like every other member of the media, what is the book about?
It's about you, Karan. There's a chapter in it that says Karan Johar celebrates Karwa Chauth. There really is a chapter.
There's a part of me that really wants to do that, you know.
It's about how a modern woman looks at India and how India looks right back at her.
Right.
We live in a world where we have sent a satellite to Mars, but we're looking at the moon and praying for our husband's long lives. I do it. My sister-in-law makes me do it, forces me. So, you know, and the thing about writing about India is our economic backgrounds are often very different, but our cultural references are always the same. So, a movie star's child will have a black thread around her wrist, and so will a tailor's. And I try to find things that are, you know, sort of a common thread, literally, between all kinds of people, and look at India in my own sort of wonky way.
Well, your wonky way has definitely gone quite far in succeeding, so well done on that. And I'm sure much to the amusement of your family and your husband, who's always politically correct. I don't know how he really reacts to the things you write on a daily basis.
I have many editors. He's my first editor, and he makes me remove words and phrases, lines. He's made me remove Pakistan 4 times. He tried to make me remove Lotus from my last one. I'm writing a column on Radhe Ma.
So he's your in-house Petaj Nelan.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right, wonderful. Well, okay, you know how it goes with this coffee banter, that we have like what I call the rapid fire, where you're meant to actually kind of dodge the questions cleverly, because very rarely do people really answer them honestly, but I'm hoping that is not the case with you. So are you ready before we storm into it?
Yeah.
Because,
Bring it on.
Because I didn't think you were the type for me to continue gushing about your book and you accepting those compliments.
Yeah.
Because we all know the book is going to be supremely entertaining, and that's why we're all here. But it's not really about the book, is it? Twinkle.
my dead. So please, before we go further, now that he's done this to me, I have to say a few things. We were in boarding school together, and he was constantly hungry for some reason. So he kept telling me to rob food from him, from the canteen, from everywhere. Finally, I got fed up. I said, why don't you run away? I can't rob any more food for you. And we were at the edge of a hill. So I said, roll down the hill. And Chikli Valley, take a boat from there, run away. He rolled down the hill. They caught him. They made him climb back. It took him 2 hours. And then they made him an example in the assembly. He was standing next to the principal as his fugitive.
And the principal said, will you do what this boy has done? Will you try and do? And I was made into some kind of a guinea pig on that stage. It was the most humiliating experience of my life. And I was all of 12 years old, and I was, by the way, Aamir, in the same school you shot Tare Zameen Par. So when I saw the film, I was a mess because that same shot I have done, I've sung that Ma song in my head right through those 4 days. That I was saying, Tujhko pata hai na Ma, meri Ma, that how could you send me to bloody boarding school and torture your only child you had? And I want to tell you, my father was at the top of that slope, in that hill that you shot in. And when finally he came, I ran up, literally like a Hindi film heroine, into his arms, and I said, Papa, I beg you, I'll never eat, take me back home. Because I was so traumatized because of her. She was really, she has scarred me, I'm telling you, right?
He wasn't traumatized. He's confessed. He was in love with me. I had a little moustache at that point, and he used to look at it and say, that's hot. I like that moustache. I will slap you 377 times, Twinkle. Alright, okay. Alright. 3 things about you, Twinkle, that no one knows. My other names could have been Sparkle and Sprinkle. That's all. What? Yeah, I want to know about this name. Like, the pet name is Tina and the real name is Twinkle. What were you thinking? Now, and she's telling me, why don't you call your daughter Chinar? I said, you know what a nickname will be? This is my mom's idea. So, yeah, we don't ask her for names. Clearly, at least we have to give full credit for originality. Yeah. Alright, so 3 things about you that no one knows. You said yes. 1. 2, my mother thinks my sister does everything better than me. Okay. She runs a house better. She's the Martha Stewart of India. What is the 3rd thing about me? I don't know, there isn't anything. Everyone knows everything. Yeah. Your life is an open book, literally. It is. It's an open book. We're going to open the book, yeah. Yeah, you didn't have to explain that. Alright, okay. What does your husband have that other heroes don't? A few extra inches. In height, vertically. Alright, size can shatter and matter. Alright. If you can ban one thing in this country, what would it be? Maggie. Man? Maggie. What? Maggie. 2-minute noodles. We don't want them in our bedroom and we don't want them in our kitchen. We know Amrita Singh started that ball rolling. Yes, I know. Alright, okay. I think Aamir is going to leave the room very soon. Alright. Which heroine should be cast according to you in Akshay's next movie? Jaya Lalita, and they can do the Cape Crusader. I'm not even reacting to that. That's my expression. Alright. What is the first thing that comes?
Marry a member of the same gender as you, but this is India, so you can marry a tree.
Yeah, that you can. That is apparently the truth. Twitter trolls.
Cockroaches, you spray hit, they come squirming out, and then you just kind of stamp on them happily.
Okay, that's what I should learn to do then. All right, the stupidest question you've ever been asked in an interview, and don't make this about any question I've asked you.
Somebody actually asked me if I finished school, because apparently my name is Twinkle, so I don't think that my parents could spell or I could spell. So yeah, the stupidest question.
That you finished school?
And I finished school.
All right. Who's your first celebrity crush?
No one.
No one?
No. No.
No? Not enamored by anyone?
No.
Okay. A person you think who deserves their own reality show?
Radhe Ma, I'm obsessed.
Yeah, currently she is quite the national obsession. 3 things no one knows about your husband, Akshay Kumar.
He cries during movies, just like Aamir. He wears checkered pajama suits like a British gentleman. And
Really?
yeah, every night.
You wear checkered pajamas? I thought you were more shorts kind of guy.
No. And the very rare occasions that he does get drunk, he sings songs like Mainu Visa Dila De Dubai Da. I've never heard that song ever. Mainu Visa Dila De Dubai Da is...
Mainu Visa Dila De Dubai Da?
Yeah, he has sung the song.
All right. Okay. What would you do if you woke up as the following people? If you woke up as Ranbir Kapoor?
I wouldn't speak because the cat's got my tongue.
What would you do if you woke up as Deepika Padukone?
I would do everything. It's my choice.
All right. What would you do if you woke up as Narendra Modi?
I'll get in trouble. I would make Akshay Kumar sports minister.
Well done. What would you do if you woke up as Rahul Gandhi?
I'd look for mummy. Okay, I want to ask you. What would you do if you woke up as Mayavati?
Shave. If you found the following people's phones, what would be the most controversial thing on it? Hrithik Roshan.
He's my neighbor. I can look out of my window. I don't have to look at his phone to see things.
Aamir Khan.
Pictures of naked aliens for research purposes.
All right, well done. I don't know if you win the hamper, but you definitely win something. Yeah, you win. Well, thank you. That was Twinkle Khanna Unplugged, as I have said. Well done, Twinkle. And we have a surprise for you. I'd like to now invite on stage a man who knows you inside out. Please welcome your gynecologist, Dr. Shahriyar. Doctor, where would you like to sit? Welcome to this banter, Doctor. I'm so sorry to do this to you, but there's apparently lots of stuff in the book dedicated to you. And by her own admission, she believes that your idea of foreplay is tapping somebody on the head for your own life, because that's the one part of a woman's anatomy you don't really get to see.
She has announced that very loudly in parties, yes.
Really? So why do you think you're such a large part of the book, Doctor?
Well, I think if women wrote books, gynecologists would be very large parts of the books.
I'm sure. That is true. But apparently under the influence of anesthesia, she said very many strange things.
No, 1 second. Let me say this.
Yes.
So I'm under general anesthesia. It's not even like some local thing. And he says, we tell all our women patients, dream about your favorite hero, Aamir Khan, Salman Khan. But you have your own, so you dream about him. And then count back to 3 and I'm knocked out. And then?
Yeah. So basically it works this way, that you've got to keep the patient distracted while the anesthesia is being given. So one great way of distracting them is exotic vacation, and most women would like to go for an exotic vacation with who but their favorite.
Somebody else's husband.
Some will be very good and say husband, and some will say crazy, who do you think of under anesthesia? God. But most women want the film star. So actually we know who's the most popular guy, because I know when I'm asking women this question, I know who's the flavor of the season. Trust me, it keeps changing. So this lady here, I said, there's no point in asking you this question because you have a film star back home and what more. So she starts muttering and saying things about, she's obsessed with height, as you've already realized. And she starts talking about other favorite film stars, but keeps muttering that they are so short.
Under anesthesia.
And that's all that she can say. And she says some names, and she says they're so short. Okay, so that's what her exotic vacation was. That's what her exotic vacation was, Akshay. But then the other guys are all short.
under anesthesia, so I can't make this up.
That's absolutely.
And I have no memory of it. He's very proudly gone and told my family.
It's like a truth serum, so that's what he thinks about. But I have to say, forget about her, the doctor, you have a blast on so many levels. Because can I be a fly on that wall? Because especially to see women's fantasies being spoken about under the influence of anesthesia, I want to hear. So once I asked this patient which would be your favorite place you'd like to go to, and it's usually the Maldives, and one woman tells me Dalal Street.
Dalal Street?
She actually said Dalal Street. But why? I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue. That's almost erotic in a weird way. Very weird. I think it's a big statue out there on Dalal Street. Maybe she likes the visual of like 1,000 men screaming in one place. What are your experiences with Dr. Twinkle?
Okay. So once I went to false labor. False labor is when you think you're just going to deliver. I'm heavily pregnant.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, you've been there. So I go to hospital, and he's on this romantic holiday with his wife in Jordan.
And children.
So I called him and I said, doctor, I'm like dying, something's happening to me, and he was very worried. So he kept calling me again and again, and by then I was fine. He kept calling me, he didn't stop. So finally I said, doctor, please focus on the vagina next to you and forget about mine.
And you had what to say to that? Well, very little, because what do you say to that? And by the way, is vagina not on the list of those deleted monologues? You can give me a monologue about it, it doesn't matter. So actually she SMS'd me. Yeah, she actually SMS'd me, and it went something like, will you stop worrying about other women's vaginas and concentrate on the one that's officially yours?
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's exactly.
Well, thank you. That's a lovely note. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you for being here with us. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Dr. Shahryar. Thank you. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you. All right, so Twinkle.
I don't think Mr. Khanna.
So you know why I said that, Aamir? No, I have no idea. I have no idea. Because apparently she said that if Mela flopped, she would marry Akshay. So you helped.
It was a disaster. I packed my bags and I said, this Rupa Dekho bit is done with.
Yeah. So do you know that? I had no idea, but I'm glad I contributed to that. So anyway, I just want to add that Twinkle constantly, misuses me. And she made me the videographer on her wedding with Akshay. Yeah. I was ordered to come and start shooting. But why did she think that you had a special expertise in that department? No, she just was giving jobs to various people, so this is the job that landed up with me. What has your experience been with her? Because did you ever think she was a good actress?
No. Oh. Once he asked me, what are you doing? Why are you behaving like this? You're not even focusing on work. I said, I'm thinking about Akshay. He almost slapped me. But I still remember when some outdoor.
Did I? No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have reacted that way to that, yeah?
Yeah, you just made a face and...
Aamir, you're always known to be very honest about your opinion. Did you really think she was a good actress? I thought she was fantastic. I thought she was fantastic. No, I'll ask you again. Maybe you're being a little intimidated by the surroundings. See, do you think she was a good actress?
Shut up! But how many times? No, I couldn't act. I'm very happy I quit.
Well, all of us have different abilities. And I mean that. And Twinkle is really talented in some of the most amazing, activities like insulting people. She's an expert in insulting people. I mean, all through my life, since I've known her, she has just constantly insulted me. But what is the most hurtful insult that has been hurled towards you? No, I can't remember that one. There have been so many. Yeah. Most hurtful? Maybe you remember, yeah?
Why you didn't carry a towel?
Yeah. Well, that was just a normal one. Yeah. There are worse ones. So what has your experience been with her? I mean, what has your experience been with her? Well, actually, I had a pretty good experience working with Twinkle. It was great fun working with her. We got really close and...
this is very boring. Why you just say some funny things like how I found you were crying behind a rock.
I can't compete with you and Karan.
No, you were crying behind a rock. So this is what actually happened.
You got him crying behind a rock?
He was sitting behind a rock. So he had gone to the director to explain this shot and the director didn't listen to him. And this is Aamir, he's very serious about his work. So he was heartbroken and I was looking for him. Where is he? And I went and there was this massive rock and he was sitting behind it and he was crying.
Poor fellow, how sad, Aamir. You were upset because Dharmesh Darshan didn't listen. Look at what she's doing. Look at what she's doing. So now you have a sample of what she constantly does to me. But it was really good working with her because I discovered that behind this bimbet kind of exterior, there was actually this really sharp person, who had a great intellect, had a great sense of humor, and was extremely perceptive about human relationships, human beings, and I found that quite fascinating.
No, he's saying all this. Let me please tell you. So in the beginning, when I started writing, I actually have a quote in my book because it was him. So Sarita Tanwar, thank you very much, who asked me to write this column. She said, you're this voracious reader and you crack lame jokes all the time, so why don't you write a column for me? So I told him and he said, hey, everybody in India watches cricket, doesn't mean they can play. So I actually took that quote from him. And then when I started writing, I would send him links of my columns. And he would tell me this is rubbish and send me links of Satyame Jayate or Satyame Jayate every day. Okay? So one day I sent him a link of my column saying, it's doing really well. I'm trending at number 7. And he's telling me, my show is number 1. I said, you're a big time movie star, the prime time TV show. I'm a has-been actress with a column. But he still competes with me. He competes with everybody.
You finished?
Yeah.
Yes. I really didn't think she would make it as a writer. So I was very concerned for her. So it is out of concern. I was not being funny. I was concerned that I was telling her, that everybody watches cricket, but not everyone plays it. It was out of concern,
This is the encouragement. And there's my husband on the other side.
Let me finish.
My husband
Let
said,
me finish. What happened? I wish the cat would get your tongue. Let him speak. So anyway, I was, when I began reading her articles, I was really blown away. Person who's funny and perceptive, but to actually also be able to write that and create that on paper is not easy. So I was most impressed by her. Yeah, well, she has done really well. So give it up then for Q Aamir. You have to sit here. Oh, okay. You cannot go anywhere now. You are prime time superstar. You cannot go.
Prime time superstar.
And we have to call the man who is actually tolerated to Twinkle for more than a decade. Please welcome her husband, Akshay Kumar. Come here. No. No. Firstly, my deepest condolences. My apologies on behalf of the film fraternity. We come from film families, so we must apologize that these are our products that are on display. So we must say that. And thank you, thirdly, for accepting our girl with open arms and giving her a life.
My pleasure.
He's quite proud of her. He has not agreed with anything I've said.
Yeah.
But tell me, you have many fights with your wife? Do you fight a lot with her?
Do I fight with her? Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
And who's the first to make up?
Obviously me. It's me, because we have rules in the house. Rule number 1, Funnybones is always right.
Okay.
Tina is always right. And rule number 2, the man of the house has to keep on saying sorry, sorry, sorry all the time. So I'm the guy who keeps on going and begging. So.
And then,
To be honest, isn't that the rule?
No, there's no such rule.
There's no such rule. Okay, fine.
And,
Okay.
and the third rule?
Both of us. No, that's all. There are too many rules now.
Okay. No, I can completely imagine. We know she can make you laugh, but when is the last time you think she made you cry?
I think last week only when she saw my film Brothers, she said,
Good things. I liked it.
I'm not saying you didn't like it. Let me speak. As I said, she saw Brothers and she said, you work so hard and you're such a strong man. I know you'll protect me for the rest of my life. So I started a little bit, I was a little bit emotional about it.
Oh.
So that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I have this thing. I like men who can kick someone and kill them.
Do you know, Karan, when she married me, you have to tell them about, she made a whole list why she should marry me. And all my... Please go ahead, Tina.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is something very few people do, but I think it's common sense. So when I married him, I'm going to have children with him, so I made a genetic list. You know what diseases run in his family?
I thought I was anal, yeah? This was like serious stuff, yeah? Huh?
This is actually, yeah. But
And I hid it in a drawer and he found it. So he's like, asking me at what age my uncle lost his hair and what, who has cancer in my family. I keep asking him.
That's seriously twisted, Tina.
Why? It's practical.
And did he pass on various accounts?
I have 2 children.
And both beautiful, so well done on genetics then. All right, fantastic. So if you had to describe her, because we're all from the fraternity, we had to describe her as a Hindi film title, Akshay, what would that Hindi film title be?
Saas bhi kabhi bahu.
That is a...
I would say that she is baby. She's like a deadly mission with a very, very, very happy ending. So,
you know that has all kinds of meanings.
listen, I don't know how you're going to think about it, but that was my film, and that's what she is.
She's a baby with a deadly mission and a happy ending. She sounded like something we've banned already. Aamir, you have a fun title that describes Tina? Yeah, Hunter Wali. All right, fantastic. So Tina, now your last thoughts on these 2 men. Both of them have been a big part of your life in terms of one your husband, one an actor you've had a tremendous relationship with. And what are your thoughts on them being on your panel on the launch of this big moment in your life?
They're lucky they're here. There would be 2 other people there, more deserving, but I couldn't find anyone else. So I asked them.
That's why I didn't mention my name. I didn't want this insult hurled at me. I was very happy. Well, I want to say that, all credit or discredit for a person's demeanor, personality, and their general nature comes from the mother. So I think we should call the mother on stage right now to launch this book along with these 2 wonderful gentlemen. And if she has anything to say, or maybe apologize to us on behalf of her daughter.
Hi, everyone. I had a lot to say, but I've been asked not to, because after all, I am Mrs. Funnybones' mother, so it can get just very, very bad. But if you all insist, and you all must really insist, then I would love to share it with you.
Please do. You must.
Should I? You're serious? Okay. Now, I don't care how you accept it or take it. Okay, the first time I ever realized that Tina had, she was witty or she could make things up was, I had gone to their house when they were newly married with Kichra, and it was just me, Akshay and Tina. So after having the Kichra, Akshay said, "Arey bhai, ek soda leke aao, thoda sa kala miri dal ke." Should I stop it? Serious? But I want to say it. Come on. Go ahead, right? So this time, my words. No, I have to share this because it may be wrong, but okay. So she goes, that's all right. Go ahead, have a field day. You've never seen me like this. Go on, okay? So what does my brilliant daughter do with me sitting there, newly married, both of them? She goes, oh, जब पेट बिगड़ा जाए, अक्षय सोडा पाइए, हवा इधर से, हवा उधर से, Can you believe this? I didn't know. She's my mother. Worse than me. So there are no questions where I get this from. Mom, please unveil the book. We don't want any more stories.
Yeah, can we have the book, ladies and gentlemen, very quickly?
few people I'd like to thank. Penguin, Millie, Caroline, Aman, Gaurav. My editor, Chiki Sarkar, who when I said I wanted to write this sober book, hit me on my head with a thesaurus and made me write this. So if you like it, blame her. If you don't, blame her. I'd like to thank Sarita Tanwar. As you would say, she let the nut out of the madhouse, so thank you. Mr. Pritish Nandi, for always listening to all my queries and never following his advice, but he wouldn't grumble about it. My family, my sister, who tries to make every column I write politically correct. And my family, Karan, Aamir, Mom, thank you for that lovely incident, and I'm very happy that nobody could hear that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And thank you, ladies and
the mics down.
Put the mics down. No one's going to get anything.
Okay, guys, come on.
Aamir, you have a long-standing relationship with Twinkle and Akshay. In fact, you were the videographer at their wedding. Apparently.
Yeah, I was.
Coming to today, what would you like to say about Twinkle's excellent turn as a writer?
Well, I'm really happy for Twinkle. I think it's wonderful that she's written a book and that she started writing. I think it's a wonderful thing. I've read some of her articles that have come out and she's very entertaining. She has a lot of very wry kind of humor and very nice style of writing. So I'm very happy for her and I've come to wish her all the very best and in the start of a new career for her. Yeah.
आमिर अभी लिखते हैं किताब या कुछ?
मैं तो नहीं लिखता हूँ, मैं पढ़ता बहुत हूँ, मैं लिखता नहीं हूँ इतना।
आमिर उनके कॉलेज लिखने से पहले आपको पता था उनका सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर इतना अच्छा, आपने उनके साथ फिल्म में भी काम किया है?
जी हाँ, मैंने उनके साथ फिल्म में काम किया है और उनका सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर तो हमेशा से अच्छा ही था और उस वक्त मुझे अंदाज़ा नहीं था कि वो इतनी अच्छी लेखक बनेंगी और मुझे बड़ी खुशी है कि ये किताब उन्होंने लिखी है। उनके आर्टिकल्स मैंने कई पढ़े हैं, बहुत ही मज़ेदार आर्टिकल्स हैं और मेरी तरफ से उनको बहुत बहुत बधाई कि ये उनका एक नया कदम है एक नए करियर में एंड आई विश हर ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट। थैंक यू गाइस, थैंक यू। मैं इस वक्त बुक पढ़ रहा हूँ, उसका नाम है सेपियंस, एंथ्रोपोलॉजी पे है, हिस्ट्री ऑफ मैनकाइंड।
Just one picture, that's it.
Hold this here, so it's in frame.
क्या प्रेरणा थी इस किताब के पीछे?
तो आप ऐसे पूछेंगे तो मैं कहाँ देखूंगी?
जगह नहीं, लोग क्या करें?
So I've been writing for 2 years and I've been writing columns and finally the way I started writing was the editor of DNA said that you're a voracious reader and you crack apparently very lame jokes all the time, so why don't you write a humorous column? And I said, millions of people watch cricket, doesn't mean they can play cricket, but she said you try, and I started writing and so on. Akshay input is to remove words from my articles. He will remove words like Catholic priest, lotus, and he's my editor first, and then I have other editors. What does that mean? Like, do I behave like Johnny Lever and entertain him? No. Hi. Hello. We're back from the parlor. Thanks, Mom. It's okay. मैं बोलूँगी आपने लेट डिस्कवर किया है, ये तो मेरे पास बचपन से था। So प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है व्हेन यू आर यंगर, सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर डेंजरस चीज़ है। अगर आपके पास दिमाग में कंट्रोल नहीं है तो आप दूसरे को शायद हर्ट कर लेते हैं वो सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर से। तो थोड़े एज के साथ वो कंट्रोल में आ जाता है एंड दैट इज़ आई गेस विद टाइम दैट्स हैपेंड टू मी, सो आई कैन नाउ डील विद इट बेटर। I was a small girl and we went on a school trip to Hanging Garden, in town, and I saw something like this. So it's a sad situation, and obviously these people are mentally ill. What can you say? We didn't find
find a better title, so we came up with Mrs. Funnybones. आपको पसंद है तो फिर it's great, या नहीं पसंद है, so that was the best.
We live in a nation which is kind of very laugh very cautiously. For you as someone trying to draw laughs, and how cautious you have to be while looking for you.
I think now we have to become very cautious. Earlier we used to make jokes about everything and everyone. I mean, if you see, let's say Laurel and Hardy, you made jokes about a fat guy and a thin guy. But today, if you make those jokes, you will be standard and you will be a quandary. So yeah, you have to be pretty cautious with that.
Bus,
you have to move.
काफी एक्टर स्टेज पे एंकर करते हैं और रोज करते हैं क्या आपने कभी ऐसा कोई अवार्ड लाइव अगर आपको
मुझे ऑफर आएगा कि बाद में मुझे पैसों की जरूरत होगी तो शायद
चल guys,
thank you guys, thank you very much.
मुझे ऑटोग्राफ
What's your name?
Alo, RJ Alo.
ALO.